Hey guys, today we're going to be giving our full reaction to the Deadpool Wolverine trailer and our thoughts on X-Men 97 Episode 6. To me, my nerds.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Till the End of Line podcast, coming to you guys from the Milky Ghetto, apparently.
Milky Ghetto.
Yeah, I am your boy Juan G here with
Giga T.
That's right. As he said, we're going to be talking about that kick-ass trailer. That was some good stuff. And then episode 6, which is Life, Death Part 2.
Yeah, and Jesus Christ, like it was it didn't have the magnitude of like episode 5 did, but what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
It didn't give me any solid evidence of where this fucking season's going. So
no.
It was good. It was very entertaining.
Yeah, it was. It gave us that. It kind of broke the internet with the Milky Way Ghetto thing. that was funny. But I was like, "Fuck you."
Language is real,
but probably accurate. But still,
cool. I'm usually not a fan of most villains, but Ronan called her fucking a pigeon. So I was like, yes. We'll get into that a little bit later. But anyways, yeah, what we got first going up?
we got some nerd news.
So some news in the Star Wars world. We talked about May the 4th be with you coming up soon, and the Tales of the Empire. But I didn't realize the last 2 episodes of Bad Batch were coming up, and that would be the wrap of anything Clone Trooper related.
Oh yeah, okay.
After that, that's it. What else is there about Clone Troopers? It's gonna end the whole saga of.
I think so. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard of anything else coming out.
Yeah, they maybe might flash to some of it in Tales of the Empire, but as far as like a Clone Wars or Bad Batch or any Rebels, like we're not going to be seeing any Clone Troopers anymore. I think that whole saga of Clone Troopers and Clone Wars are done.
Okay. Yeah. For the meantime, right?
That's just food for thought. Something I was thinking about. Tales of the Empire, which is coming out May 4th. Oh, Bad Batch, sorry. Episode 14 and 15, April 24th, so tomorrow, and then May 1st. And then, like I said, May the 4th be with you. It's going to be all 6 episodes of Tales of the Empire. And those were short. Those were like, 30 minutes, 25 minutes?
I think so.
That's what Tales of the Jedi were.
Yeah, I don't remember them being too long. Yeah.
I think I watched them all in one sitting, so.
I think I did too.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I think I did it in 2. I think I did. I covered Ahsoka's episodes, and then later on watched what's his name's
the Tales of the Jedi. I get what you're saying.
What's his name's episodes?
Qui-Gon. No, Dooku.
Yeah, thank you.
Dooku, yeah.
Then I watched his episodes, and then you got the Acolyte coming out, right?
Yeah, and so it's 1, 2, 8 episodes, and the first 2 episodes dropping on June 4th. And then after that, episode 3 on June 11th, 4 on June 18th, episode 5 on the 25th of June, and then 6 on July 2nd, 7 on July 9th, and then the 8th and final episode on July 16th. So spanning about a month and a half, which is not too bad.
Yeah.
And I like it. 8 episodes seems to be the sweet spot. That anything for Disney Plus.
Yeah. It's looking like it.
Yeah. Anything Marvel or Star Wars related seems to be 8 episodes. It kind of
8 to 10. Yeah.
Yeah, and it works. I'm not complaining about it. And I'm excited for Acolyte.
Yeah, man, it looks really good.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
We get to see another Sith, maybe, or some type of dark side yielder. I told you hopefully it's Darth Plagueis, but we'll see what happens. And then TBD is the Skeleton Crew at some point, or TBC, whatever the hell.
Yeah, I don't know what the C stands for. I always knew TBD is to be determined.
Yeah.
I can't figure out if anybody knows what the C stands for. Let us know.
Unless it's just a typo. But this is from an Instagram page that we follow called Star Wars _explored, and they shared some of these dates, and all these dates check out with IMDb also. But the Skeleton Crew and Andor are supposed to happen by the end of the year,
sometime in 2024, and then
Andor possibly bleeding into
2025.
So Andor is a series, correct? So similar to Acolyte. So it would probably start like November bleed into December and then end in January.
Yeah, probably
something like that. They might break it like what did they break on Thanksgiving last year? There was something that started like that Friday or something like that.
I can't remember. Last November?
Mm-hmm. On Black Friday, I think something came out.
Was it?
Or maybe it was the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Something came out.
Was Hawkeye?
No,
that was 2 years ago. Yeah, that's why I'm like, I can't remember what came out last November.
Well, there was something.
Yeah.
But I think it was Marvel related though, instead of this. But maybe Star Wars might get the spotlight.
Okay. The only thing I remember around that time was the Guardians holiday special.
Oh yeah, that's right. That came out too.
Yeah. So that's the only thing I can remember around that time.
Yeah. So for Star Wars fans, we're eating pretty good.
Yep. And then I have some news on the X-Men 97 series.
Yeah.
So I read an article saying that Bo DeMayo commented on like how this season was structured.
Yeah.
And it was structured off of the events of 9/11. So he said that it was what happened before and then that big event 9/11 and then how things followed after that. So I'm imagining 9/11 was Genosha.
Yeah.
Which was right in the middle. Fucking broke my heart damn near as bad. Granted, not as bad because 9/11 was tragic. But yeah. So then when I saw that, I'm like, oh, okay, I see why that happened now. Yeah. So it gave me some understanding of why it's happening. I'm still pissed about it, but it's. I was like, okay, I get what you're trying to do. So yeah. So I think that's it for nerd news. I don't have anything else.
I think that just cements why Bo DeMayo needs to be brought back. Because I'm getting more and more nervous. The more and more we progress through this season, and I'm sure I'll have the same feeling going through season 2. I really enjoy X-Men 97, and I'm scared for season 3. So we'll see what happens. You know,
take these out because we're doing
bam. But we are bringing back an old thing, joke of the day, which we haven't done one of those in a long time.
Yeah.
So joke of the day, and our friends at what am I thinking? Eddie and Regs.
Film Addicts.
Film Addicts,
yeah.
Correct. I know you guys are gonna enjoy this one because you guys seem to like some of my my Star Wars jokes.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you know why Darth Vader was referred as Lord Vader?
No, why?
Because stormtroopers would giggle when he was referred to as Master Vader.
I would have been one of those stormtroopers, dude. I would have.
You would have been force choked for sure.
Either force choked or I would have known that he was there, so it would have been on my face. But everything in me would not make a sound. And then when he leaves, I'm dying laughing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm like, Master Vader. Yeah, that's funny. That's a good one. Yeah, okay. And then we got Spitfire round right now.
Ready? Are you ready?
I am not, sir.
Okay.
All right.
So I'll go first.
Okay.
Heroes or villains.
Okay.
That their main weapon is a sword. Go.
Oh, shit. You got the timer?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, right. So let's wait.
No, you get thinking about it now. Go.
Okay. Taskmaster.
Okay.
Ooh, sword. Deadpool.
Gotta have that. Yeah. I was pissed if you didn't get that one.
No,
stop cheating.
Blade.
Cheater. Yeah, right there.
He's right there. That's why they're here. Blade. A sword. Oh, what's her name? Psylocke or the X-Men?
Psylocke.
Psylocke. Okay. Colossus' sister.
Done.
That counts because I just can't remember her name.
Magic.
There you go. Her.
Yeah.
So that's how many?
That's 4.
I said. That is 4. Wait. I said Deadpool,
Blade,
Taskmaster, and Magic. That's 5.
Magic. Deadpool, Blade, Taskmaster, Magic. Deadpool, Blade, Taskmaster, Magic.
Who else did I say? We'll run it back. But I'm pretty sure I said Deadpool, Blade, Taskmaster, Magic. Who else did I say?
Taskmaster was your first one.
Mm-hmm.
And then you looked and said Blade.
Yeah.
And then you're like, Deadpool. I was like, oh, yeah, I'd be pissed if you didn't say that one.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, oh, Magic. So,
oh, shit. Yeah.
Colossus' sister. Maybe you thought...
Oh, that's why. Because I named Colossus. All right, you're right. Yeah, that's 4. Okay.
All right. So, yeah, 4.
That's pretty close to my topic.
That's crazy.
So, that's...
these are not... We don't share these with each other.
We really don't.
This is meant to be spontaneous.
He just tells me I have one, and then I'm like, all right, I have mine. So
I had Deathstroke, Damian Wayne, Leonardo.
Deathstroke. Damn it.
Yeah.
See, if I would have went that way.
No.
I have all my guys
He's not
there.
even up there, though.
He's in there, but I wouldn't be able to see him. Anyway, okay, so where's the timer?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not getting... Okay. So, heroes or villains that don't have a weapon.
Oh.
Go. Start it.
They don't have a weapon.
They don't have a weapon.
Okay. Spider-Man. He doesn't have weapons.
He uses his web sing as weapons, but go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
No. Joker.
Okay. See, you're looking through my Funkos.
Yeah.
So that's shitty.
Damn. It's tricky. There's so many they all have fucking weapons.
2 seconds.
Batman.
I win. All right. So that's stop.
That's 3 on Batman.
No, Batman has weapons. He has batarangs. He has...
He doesn't always use them.
Fair point, but he has weapons. Like, I'm talking about people that, like, heroes or villains that don't have anything that they use.
Okay. Name some more that I missed, because...
don't have weapons.
Yeah.
So, Hulk, he doesn't have a weapon. He's fucking crazy strong.
Okay,
he is the weapon. Hulk. Who else was I thinking of? I think that's why I came up with it, because that's fucking hard. It's a lot tricky. Of them. And I didn't even count I was like, Spider-Man, I don't know if I would count that, because
he has strength and sticky feet.
Yeah, he uses the webs to grab people, but like you said, it's not really a weapon.
Yeah.
It's just
not like it's a whip or anything.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say
America doesn't
Black
have
Panther.
Nah,
he has
a claws. Yeah.
That's why I did it. And I was like, and then like any of the hand-to-hand combat people, like Black Widow and Hawkeye, they all have weapons always.
Yeah.
They use them.
Yeah. That's why I was like, Thor has that.
I mean, not Thor, Cap. It's a shield. It's not a weapon, so it's for defense. Would that have counted?
That wouldn't, because he used that thing as a weapon. If you get hit with that shield, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah, because even like Shang-Chi, he uses
the 10 rings. That's a weapon.
Yeah, he has 10 rings, but like he uses a lot of different weapons over his time. Iron Fist. He has the Iron Fist. That is a weapon. He is a living weapon.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Well, we're tied.
No, I have 4. You have 2.
Are you
sure?
3-2.
I went up last week.
That's right. Damn it. Shit. All right. Well, I closed the gap again, so 3-4.
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
Into this Deadpool trailer, bro.
Hell yes.
So it released what, Sunday?
Did it? Because I thought I seen it Monday.
Maybe it was yesterday in the morning. Yeah, it was Monday in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it came out, but we knew it was going to come out, because over the weekend they had said that Deadpool trailer coming out tomorrow or something like that, which I think was Sunday they had said that.
Yeah, I don't think it was on social media, which I'm kind of proud of myself, for that day, so I didn't see that.
Got it.
So then when I opened up my social media on that day, and I just saw Deadpool trailer, I was like, oh, watch it, like, constantly, like, hell yeah, we got a new one. The trailer is sick. We get to see Professor X's sister.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about... Let's break it down a bit.
Yeah.
So he opens up with "Hello, Peanut." Immediately made me think of Scott Lang, because that's what he says to his daughter, to Cassie. He's like, "Hello, Peanut."
Oh, that's right.
And then we see the skull of him later. Giant Man. Okay, wait. Did you watch the same trailer?
Because I just don't remember that part.
So it opens up, right? So then he says, "Hello, Peanut," and he says that they're in the bar
to Logan,
right?
Yeah,
yeah, and then he's like, I think he calls him a lady, right? Logan calls him, he's like,
yeah,
Yeah, he's like, I'm not up for this right now, lady, or something.
Yeah.
And I think he's being rejected at the bar because whatever timeline that this Logan's coming from, it's, apocalyptic, like all the X-Men are dead, or it's just him. You know what I mean? Similar to like the Days of Futures Past comic line series. We see like those big pillars. They almost look like Stonehenge, but I don't think they are.
Yeah, because he's at the bar and the bartender's like, all right, you got to go. Like, he's like,
you're not welcome here. He's like, just give me one more, and I'll leave. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm curious to see what's going on in his world. Was it the timeline after Days of Future Past, the movie, after everyone was saved? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't think it's the Logan one because obviously he died. He dies in that one. And then Ryan Reynolds said that he wasn't going to touch his death on that one. So I think that's safe to say it wasn't the Logan timeline.
Yeah.
But anyways, so then his claws come out, that the sneak doesn't happen. He goes, sneak.
But it comes like, out very tiny.
He's like whiskey dick, whiskey claw. Whiskey dick with the claw. Common with Wolverines over 40.
Yeah, dude, that was funny.
I love the wittiness. I mean, we've been missing this we've never had this in. Mm-hmm. This as far as like this level of wittiness. Like, we had it from Tony Stark. He was pretty witty, but not this dark humor, which I like. It's right up my alley.
Yeah.
But so we see him in the yellow suit, and then flips out, and it flips to the next scene, and he's in this yellow suit. He has no sleeves, which was cool. Do you think this is possibly X-Men 97 timeline? After they fail, we're seeing.
Man, that's a good theory. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
because it's the multiverse, so they could pick anything and just write.
Yeah.
Oh, in this multiverse,
because everything happened. We saw the battle. We saw everything happen in X-Men 97 with Geo and Ultra, and then it's then we see the what's that called, we see this trailer come out after episode 6 comes out. So we know in episode 6 we see Forge use Aldrich magic. Is Forge the guy opening the portal for Deadpool
for them to jump through?
That was my first thought.
Yeah, I saw that and I was just expecting it to be Strange or Wong.
But now that we know Forge can use Aldrich magic, does he have a sling ring? That he stole from Wong or
possibly or
fucking Ned.
Yeah, right. I don't know if it's then maybe he just. I took it as he was part of that community that had the ring.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then he just maybe walked away from it, but kept the ring.
Right. Oh, okay. Fair point. Fair point.
Kind of the same way that
Forge's mother, the tribe that they come from, and I guess we'll dig more into that when we talk about the episode. Mm-hmm. She knows like witchcraft, Aldrich magic, but it's not Kamar-Taj's version of it. It's the same thing. It's Aldrich magic nonetheless, but it's what they've been able to learn because he has his own like little book.
Yeah,
that he's holding. Mm-hmm. It's a form of Aldrich magic, but it's not what they teach in Kamar-Taj. Okay. So there's some gray area there, but maybe he did. Maybe to help. Because he has the cybernetic arms, and he was trying. Maybe prior to getting the cybernetic arms that he gave himself, he tried to heal his arms that were broken. Or the limbs that didn't work. Magic? Yeah, similar to like what's that guy? It's not Lou Diamond Phillips. What's his name? The one from the first one, where he was playing basketball.
Something Benjamin. I know his name.
I don't know why I was thinking Lou Diamond.
Lou Diamond Phillips.
Yeah, but
he's not. Yeah, it's Benjamin. His name is Benjamin. About, right? Either his last name is Benjamin or his first name is Benjamin. But I know that. But
but like medically, he was never supposed to ever walk again, and now he was because he was using magic.
Yeah,
and then Mordo. What's his name? Mordo. The
yeah. No,
you know what I'm talking about. Somewhere, it's ringing a bell somewhere around there.
I have him.
But he freaking goes he's like too many witches or too many sorcerers, and he takes his power away and shit. Mm-hmm. So maybe it was he tried to mess with Aldrich magic, and then he was like, "Nah, I give up. I'll just go with cybernetic arms because he's a genius."
Yeah, possibly. I don't know.
But so that's what went through my mind, and then we saw this classic Cassandra Nova look. She's in a normal suit, or not normal, so the normal like fit that she's typically wearing. Amanda didn't make her face more deformed and wrinkled. It was very clean. Maybe through CGI in the actual movie it might be different.
And then Cassandra Nova is Professor X's sister, right?
Yeah, evil twin. So, does Shi'ar have a term for her? It's like it's like Nega.
Oh.
It's like Nega.
So like
Scott,
the opposite?
Or Nega Charles. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's the best way I can try to explain it. Like, it's an evil entity, but because Charles was such a strong telepath and he's an Omega level mutant, it manifested in something more than what it should have ever been.
Okay.
Because of his level of strength. As a telepath.
Mm-hmm.
So then they had that battle or whatever. So she once he sent her off, her astral projected and been in this realm of astral projection all this time, clinging on to life until finally she came back.
Okay.
But that's what who Cassandra Nova is, and we see her fucking just almost go Magneto against Wolverine and just whoop, and makes him go down. I'm like, what the fuck?
Which I'm really curious as to how they're gonna stop her.
Yeah, that's curious. Well, it looks like she's won because as we see, this is the part I'm talking about. There's a bunch of mutants lined up, and then it is a giant man helmet, and it's opening, and when that's opening, that's Cassandra Nova coming out of it. That's what she's coming out of. His giant man's head. And his arms are laid like this, and his head's like this. So he's laying on his stomach.
Yeah.
And his head's like this, and then as it opens, you can see his skull inside of it.
I didn't catch that.
How did you not?
I just didn't. I don't know. That's why I'm trying to pull up the trailer now so I could see it. But go ahead.
Yeah, dude, it's epic. So then we see sitting in front, there's Callisto, which is the first speedster that we ever get to see. It's a chick. I want to say she's Hispanic, the character or the person that plays her.
Okay.
But she's she's a speedster. She was in X-Men 1, the very first one, and she was part of the Brotherhood of Mutants. So she
had the tattoo right here.
Yes,
I know you're okay.
So she was the first speedster we got to see on live action, before Quicksilver or before Flash, and then we see Lady Deathstrike. You can see her fingernails hanging out. You can see Toad from the first movie. You can see Pyro from the first and second movie. And then you see Azazel standing right there. Also, he's standing. So it's where the head is at, where Cassandra's supposed to be coming out. To the left, it's Lady Deathstrike, and to the right, it's Azazel.
Okay.
And he's from Future's Past. Oh no, First Class.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we get to see, a bunch of villains lined up to be working for Cassandra Nova.
Okay.
Which is her version of her X-Men. Kind of.
Oh, right. Okay.
That's how I seen it.
Yeah.
To kind of mirror Charles.
Yeah.
And then we kind of see that motorcade start happening again, and we see Red Skull's vehicle.
Okay.
From the first Captain America one. His
yeah.
That really fast ass fucking vehicle.
That has
long one.
6 tires on the back. And
yeah,
shit.
bro.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then did you notice? I'm telling you, I've watched this more times than I want to admit.
Yeah.
But there's an eye on the front, like the little, what are those things called? Like the hood ornaments.
Yeah.
It's an Iron Man face. It's like his scowl, like the whole
the helmet.
Yeah. But it's just like a medallion, and then his helmet.
I don't think okay, now I'm seeing that part, but
dude, I have gone.
I don't know what trailer you're talking about then, because I didn't see all that. I don't think I watched that.
I paused a lot.
Oh, did you?
And I dragged my finger to go back and forth.
Okay, I'm seeing the helmet now. Okay, that's what it is. You paused. I didn't get to pause. I'm just watching. Okay.
Dude, I paused the shit out of this thing.
Okay.
So then we see Dogpool, which is really cute, and his tongue is long as shit, and he's licking them.
Yeah,
kind of gave me like
the mask.
The mask,
yes,
the mask,
yeah.
And then what's it called? Then we see Eliath go through the whole thing. I'm not sure if this is still the Void or not, but this kind of cemented it for me that it's the Void because we see an Eliath there, and we know that Eliath is always in the Void.
Yeah.
And I wonder if Renslayer would possibly come back. If the last time we seen her, she was facing Eliath.
Yeah.
And we know Renslayer is coming back because it's already been confirmed. She's coming back.
Yeah.
So, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And then the next part from there is we see the portal opening and we see them jumping through.
Mm-hmm.
What they're jumping out of, I'm not really sure. It kind of gave me like,
I just seen it dark. It was just mostly dark, and then they're jumping out of it.
Maybe it's a stretch, but it kind of reminded me of the that like dark temple of chaos magic where what's her face? She broke it down to destroy the not the Book of Death. What is it called? The Darkhold.
Oh,
that where Scarlet Witch gave her life. For sure, that like temple, like the evil temple. That
at magic. The end of WandaVision, that she was like
floating? No, not WandaVision. At the end of Doctor Strange, Multiverse.
Oh, Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
Okay,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So that's what it looked like they were jumping from. Some type of temple like that. Is it that one? Maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
All right.
But it'd be cool if it was. You know what I mean? Maybe they visit her as being still a mutant and alive. You know. So we don't have any like speculation of Elizabeth Olsen coming back. Or could be another Scarlet Witch. You know, whatever the counterpart of Evan Peters' Quicksilver was, because we never got to see Wanda in his version of it.
Oh yeah,
you get what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. So maybe they cast someone else just for some shits and giggles.
Yeah.
And then, well, I talked about this a little earlier, but initially my first thought was Forge immediately. And I was like, will they bring Forge in? Like, do you want to just bring him in and have him kill off? Like, he's a pretty integral part of the X-Men in the future.
Okay.
And like time travel and helping Cable in the future, and so he can come back and all that stuff. So maybe they might save him for the actual movies that they're gonna release.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't put it against Ryan Reynolds putting Forge in there after maybe collaborating with Bo DeMaio and the whole X-Men 97.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I don't want to steal too much from you guys, but just where I'm going with this person, can I borrow this? Because I feel like he wants to do his own thing, but he doesn't want to be restricted to X-Men 97 either.
Yeah.
So I'm sure Ryan Reynolds he just seems like that guy that would be like, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is conflict with anything you guys are doing right now.
Yeah.
And I think Forge would be a cool way to kind of tie them in, When we see Uatu, the Watcher, kind of just fucking looking over them. That'd be cool to see it in the background.
Yeah.
Because it's been said that we're going to get a lot of cameos in this thing. So
the most in any Marvel
since Endgame
film. I think they said more than Endgame.
Yeah.
I thought I remember seeing that.
I agree. I did remember seeing that too.
I really like the part of the trailer at the end.
Oh, yeah. You want to build a snowman?
Yeah. Well, no, because he brings in Feige. He goes, Feige said that's the one thing we can't do. And then they just go off rattling.
Yeah, the white pony.
Yes, even snowboarding. Yeah, no. Do you want to build a snowman? And then
she's like, yes, but it can't.
Disco dust. White girl interrupted. Even Forrest Bump. Like, oh my god, when that was going off, I was just dying laughing because that shit was hilarious. But yeah, I'm liking the trailer. The trailer was awesome. It gave us a lot of good stuff to be on the look for. You want to get into the Life Death Part 2?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. It was a good one.
Yeah, but
definitely
intro hit me hard again.
Yeah.
No Magneto, no Gambit. And then we see Nightcrawler now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ, guys. Yeah. Like, let us mourn it. Let us mourn it. Like, I know you were not happy about the last episode.
No.
You know, but...
Yeah, I'm watching this now, like...
No, come on.
Because I'm waiting for them to... I want them to bring back Gambit. He's my favorite X-Men. So for them to kill him off... Why is he your favorite? He's my favorite because to me, he was the most badass. He had the sickest powers. He was, he could light up anything. And then the way he used that staff was the shit. I just really like his powers.
Yeah.
So I think
I like it. I think most people that were younger liked him.
Mm-hmm.
Was because of his fucking riz with the ladies. Like,
okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It was and then the accent, like, who doesn't want to be Gambit? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And his power set's pretty cool.
That might have been, but I always remember liking him because of his powers. I always thought him being able to light shit up with kinetic energy.
It's pretty unique. I don't think there's another hero that has that power.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point.
Well, no, because all of them just throw it. You know what I mean? But he has to imbue an object because he doesn't throw power. He doesn't throw the kinetic energy.
Correct. He has to light something up, and then
which is cool because anything can be a weapon.
Correct. And I think that's why I like because he mainly used cards. That's just because it was something he can throw. I guess he always had, and then that tied into his New Orleans, the gambler in him. But yeah, so that's why he was always my favorite. Do you have?
He's versatile. He's like the Swiss Army knife of the X-Men.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Okay.
He's like, he's fucking. I wonder who. Nah, let's not get into that.
Yeah.
I told you I tried to think about what my favorite X-Men was.
And you don't have a particular one.
I just love the mutant identity. Like, what they stand for, just adversity, just like them being looked at as a different race. Talked about in this episode as, they're not even full Terran. Terran, if you guys don't know, are what the Marvel Universe calls Earthlings. Earthlings are known as Terrans.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just liked what they stood for. They've always had to deal with a shitty time, and all the discrimination of them being mutants, and they were looked at as freaks. I didn't deal with too much of it as being a Hispanic, but I had my limitations of being a Hispanic, and I've at a young age I saw some of it. I didn't have to deal with hardcore racism. I spoke a little bit about during the election, when Mr. Cheeto guy was our president. I had an incident where I was put into I wouldn't say a life-threatening situation, but like I almost got into a fight with some supporters of the Cheeto Man, and they fucking stole my beers from me, and like
Oh wow.
I didn't tell you about this.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I was like leaving 7-Eleven, and I had gotten like 4. They were like buy one get one for like the tall boys.
Okay.
So I had gotten 4 of the mango michelada ones, and I was bringing them home, and I was gonna drink them after work. And this is during the election in November, and then I was taking the train home because I was working downtown in the Loop. And then if it wasn't for the security guard at the building that came out with his taser, like scaring them, they probably would have beat my ass.
Oh shit! You said it was 3. Oh, okay, wow, yeah, so. Yeah, dude, that was tough, dude. That time because he just incited a lot of racism, which is one of the reasons why I don't like him as a president.
Yeah.
But anyway,
But yeah, that's why I like the whole X-Men series, because they, without a shadow of a doubt, and we see Charles come back, so we know.
Yeah, real quick, shout out to Ross Marquand. I met him at C2E2 one of the years. I don't know if it was last. It was.
Who is that?
Ross Marquand. He's an actor, and he voiced. He was on The Walking Dead, and he voiced Red Skull in Endgame.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So he is voicing Professor Xavier.
Yes.
So shout out to him. He's the coolest guy, man. He's awesome. So, and I looked that up today, and I was like, oh shit, he's Professor X. I'm like, that's awesome. So yeah, he's playing Professor X. So I just want to real quick shout out to him. Mm-hmm. He's a cool guy.
But the point I was making with that is like, even though Professor X has been healed by the Shi'ar and he's been given that horrible task to, not remember all of them, he just realizes that, there's a lesson to be learned and he has to be there for his X-Men. Yeah. And like, even through all the bullshit, like, when he takes them to class in the episode, he uses his, he like astral projects all of them on the Council of the Shi'ar.
Yeah.
And, he puts them in that classroom and he makes them realize that had they just nourished all of the planets that they've conquered, they would have grown into an even bigger empire. But instead, they used fear to conquer these people.
Oh, yeah.
And they were never able to flourish as much as they could have because they feared them being eventually growing to be a stronger power than them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's a line that what's his name? Gladiator uses. No, it wasn't Gladiator. It was one of the council members. He says, where is it?
Is it when they're in the classroom?
Yeah, they're in the classroom.
Okay.
And he's like, oh yeah, that's what he says. He says that he's like, isn't might or power is might or something like that. Like basically saying that the humans embody the same situation of them, how they should be, power is power, and that's how you lead people. That's how you conquer people. That's how you so they're very one-dimensional and like caveman like almost, where it's like power is power. That's how you rule people.
Okay, yeah.
And that's when Xavier's like, well, you should he's like, to coexist with other people isn't easy, but even though it's very hard to do, that those possibilities and the capabilities of coming from two different walks of life and working together to create a better world is always the harder road to go down. Conquering everybody is easier if you have the manpower for or the weaponry for it. But the other way, the harder route is always more rewarding. You know what I mean? So it's just that's the reason why I've always liked the X-Men and in particular Charles and Magneto, because they've led two factions of mutants, one more radical, one more peacefully, and they've ultimately still want to just be accepted. You know what I mean? And that's what most minorities in Chicago, all they want is just to be accepted. You know what I mean? So again, maybe it was a little bit of a rant, but that's why I like mutants. I love mutants. I love the mutants because they
don't only like represent racial minorities. It's like sexual like anything. The LGBT
community, being non-binary.
So they've always represented that, and I think that's why I like them too.
Bisexual. Wolverine had a phase where he was bisexual.
Oh, really?
He's lived so long to where he was like, I'll try it. And he I forgot who he dated. He had a full-on relationship for years. With a man. So I don't remember who it was in the comics, but Bobby Drake was the first X-Men, or first comic book hero or villain to come out as a gay man.
Okay.
He ended up, as we know, he dated Rogue and Katie Pryde, but initially he just broke it off and realized it.
That's Iceman, right? Yeah,
Iceman,
that's right.
Bobby Drake. Sorry. That he was like, you know what? No, I'm into men. So he was the first comic book hero to ever come out for the LGBT community. So that was huge, and
that's another reason I like it. Is like it's showing that
that sparked America Chavez to be lesbian. That sparked Deadpool to come out and be more open about his sexuality. I'm trying to think of who else.
But I'm saying that's why I like it, because it represents all forms of lifestyle, and it just shows that hey, people are people.
But X-Men paved that road for almost all communities, for the African American community, for the Indian community, LGBT community. All of us that are a minority. You know, that X-Men paved the way for comic book heroes, at least. You know what I mean? To be open about it. So that's one of the reasons why I like them, because they touch all walks of life.
I did want to say his suit. So now he's in some kind of like armored suit that was built for him so that he can walk.
Oh, like the exoskeleton suit?
Yeah, and it reminded me of Rhodey's suit in that Iron Man that Tony Stark built him.
Oh, yeah?
The leg suit. I was like, oh, okay, so he can't walk without that. So it's kind of like that exoskeleton legs that
I get what you're saying.
That Tony built for him. Yeah. I was like, oh, that reminds me of that. Okay.
Yeah, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
For me, for some weird reason, it gave me like what was that golden race from
Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah.
The Sovereign?
Yeah. It kind of gave me the vibes of them. Like, I know they created Adam Warlock.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. For some reason, it gave me that. Like, the whole cocoon kind of looked like... Because it was gold, you know?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, that's what you went to? Okay.
It just made me think of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was pretty cool to see Charles. Well, the episode opens with... what's her name? I want to say Lady Deathstrike, but it's not.
When it opens,
what's the sister's name?
Oh, yeah, I forgot the sister's name already.
I have it written down, and I know her name, and I'm just having a fucking
the pigeon.
Yes,
that this guy called her.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it opens up on a battle.
Yeah, and so the Shi'ar are attacking
Deathbird.
Deathbird, yeah. Deathbird. The Shi'ar are attacking the Kree.
Yeah.
And so we see Ronan, the accuser. Yep. And we see him get mollywopped by fucking... Well, Deathbird kind of holds her own against... by
Gladiator, right?
Oh, yeah. Gladiator lays him out.
So apparently this Gladiator is like the most powerful being in the known universe, right? Or like
essentially, yeah.
He's one of, so yeah.
Yeah, him and like Blue Marvel, Captain Marvel, like they're up there with like Superman level power. Like, they're fucking, this guy can take a beating and it's just shrugs it off like it doesn't hurt. I'm not sure what his origin is, but he's somebody I've never really followed too much in the comics. Yeah, but I know he's not to be fucked with. So
yeah, it looks like it. Because whenever anything starts going down, he just gets in the way to protect people, and he's just taking it like it's nothing.
Yeah.
So okay.
So we see Ronan totally verbally roast Deathbird. Deathbird, yeah, and he calls her a pigeon. So those that don't know, and it's funny, ironic that she picks on mutants being like the Terran and being like kind of like mudblood situation. Like, just like they're bad. They're not fully evolved, and they are an advanced civilization, but they evolved from pigeons. Pigeons are probably one of the most dumbest animals that have ever existed.
Okay.
Yeah. So their evolutionary line came from pigeons. Part of the reason why their head is the way it is. So when they take their thing off, their hair and head is shaped like that. That's why their helmet is built like that.
I did not know this. Okay.
Yeah. So for her to say, we at least advanced from fucking apes, which are intelligent animals. They're not dumb. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So if we're going to follow the level of evolution, then we've evolved from apes and they evolved from pigeons. So we just haven't gotten to their level yet. And when we do, we'll fucking surpass these pigeon people. So fuck you, girl.
Exactly. So relax.
Thank you.
Give us time.
Ronan fucking by roasting her.
That was good.
But so that was crazy. And then he gets mollywopped by a freaking Gladiator. And then she like puts her stiletto heel on his fucking head, makes him bleed. I was like, damn, this girl's a badass.
Yeah.
And then Girl, Lilandra, she announces that she's getting married. Like, who fucking, like, you got to be that badass of an empire to be able to hollow project yourself across the entire galaxy and tell everybody I'm getting married. Like, that takes some serious coin to fucking do that.
Hell yeah. Power.
Like, what the hell, dude? Like, we posted on social media, and only our friends get to see that. Like, that's crazy, dude. So I thought that was crazy. It was funny. I'm like, this girl's hella dramatic.
Yeah.
And as we see, as they start talking, and she's like, she makes I took it as like a dirty comment. She's like, you can bark about this later. And I took it as like, you can bark about this in the bed later. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah, when
her and Charles were talking?
Yeah, because, that was a little saucy, because it's like, maybe there's some role-playing things going on. But, she definitely had some, like, sexual tones there.
Yeah, I thought so, too.
So, like,
Is she insinuating to take her doggy? That's how I took it.
Yeah. When you said you could bark about it later, I was like, oh. do they role play as like he's the pet?
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
Side note, on the spaceship, the guy in fire with his eyes, and like not the guy engulfed in fire with the shoulder pad.
Okay.
He's just standing there with his eyes on fire and he has fire in his hand.
Okay.
Like it almost looked like an optic blast, like Cyclops. That's Vulcan, which is Cyclops' brother. He's part of that like the Galaxy team that Gladiator's on. That, like,
okay.
To, like,
all right. Yeah.
Because you know how Scott says that his dad abandoned him. Scott's dad went to like travel the almost like Yondu to like travel the a bit bad example. Kind of like Star-Lord, I guess. He goes and joins a team and starts working through the universe as a good guy.
Oh,
and
okay.
He has a child named Vulcan with some other
being. Yeah. Okay.
So that's how he has a brother out in space.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But then it flips back to after we see Charles or whatever in the exoskeleton suit and they announce the wedding, we see Forge using sorcery to stop what's that thing called? The adversary.
Okay.
Because in the last episode he got bit by the adversary.
Oh, yeah. So this is where it flashes back to like, so it's excuse me, it's telling like two stories
at the same time.
Yeah, at the same time. So we're flashing back and forward. Then it goes back to Storm's story, and they're dealing with the bite that he got. Yeah. At the end of the first life death episode.
Correct.
And it's an infection now.
Yeah.
So then Storm's just trying to figure out how the hell do I heal you? Yeah.
And then adversary comes out of nowhere and starts attacking her, puts her through like this weird, like, I wouldn't call it like mirror dimension, but like, I don't know, some like dark dimension that he like, the adversary pulls Storm through, throws her into a coffin, and then drops her back into the actual house. Yeah. And then Forge comes out of nowhere and uses the Aldrich magic, which I was like, I didn't know this. I didn't realize that they were going to bring this up, but I remembered, oh yeah, shit, his mom fucks with that.
Which, is Storm claustrophobic? Because it kind of
seemed like it.
It seemed like I can't breathe, and I'm like, whoa, she's panicking because she's in a tight space. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, she might be claustrophobic.
Her anxiety is through the roof. And then,
which we learned something important in this episode, that maybe his machine worked, and it was mentally she didn't want to bring back those powers. That's how I took it.
Yeah. So she was the biggest block to her powers.
Yeah, she kind of didn't want to have the powers, like she
wondered what it was like to be normal, to be well, quote unquote normal.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And then he makes this adversary makes this comment about this monotone family. Monotone is like one color family. Yeah, like she was the only black person in or African descent in there. Later they added Jubilee, but she wasn't really. Like the Asian community knew that she's Asian, but it wasn't really highlighted so much because the color of her skin wasn't so much different. Yeah. And then we all knew that Wolverine was Canadian, but it's Canadian. Like nobody really, like no one gets mad at Canadians. Like they're just Canadians. They're just the neighbors, you know.
Yeah.
You know, so like no one really messed with the whole him being Canadian. But for the most part, like all the mutants were all white men or white women. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which is one of the reasons why I like that they show these, you know, white men, white women have to deal with, you know,
oppression.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? So like it highlighted, and then it was being written by a white man, you know, by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby and all that. Yeah. You know? So that's one of the reasons why it hit home for me. It was cool to show that, but yeah, it was cool to see like her in her turmoil was with herself. She needed to find peace with herself so that she can find her power. Yeah. You know, similar to like the Zuko story, like he lost his firebending because he didn't know what side he wanted to be on.
Oh, right. Yeah. He had that mental block. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, or freaking Toby Spider-Man when he couldn't use his webs no more and he had a block.
Oh, yeah. You know I mean? That's right.
Like, that's like a reoccurring thing in comics and DC and Star Wars. I mean, DC and Marvel. Mm-hmm. You know, anime, like that happens. You know what I mean? It's like a block of a cheese kind of thing, you know? Yeah. So yeah, I like how they played to that. Because it was more empowering for her as a woman, as a black woman, to come to her own and like come to her own senses and on her own journey. Yeah. And be like, oh shit, like I got this, you know? And then boom, her power comes up out of nowhere. She grows hair. Like she should have an Urlacher billboard, you know?
Oh god.
I'm kidding. That's good.
that's funny. For those of you who don't know who Urlacher is, he was bald, and now he gotten some kind of treatment, and now has hair again.
Yeah, and now he's a spokesman for that person.
For that procedure or brand or something, whatever he got. But yeah,
whatever it is.
So that was funny. And then we see her in her new suit.
Yes.
Which looks dope.
Well, it's actually her first suit that she was debuted in.
Okay.
So that's the first suit she's ever wore. And they brought back the OG suit. And I love it. And then she has her crown and everything. It's fucking dope. I love it.
And then Bo DeMayo said that scene from her flying again was inspired by the Man of Steel first flight, the Superman first flight in that movie. So that was pretty cool. So yeah, what then? It goes back to because after she gets her powers,
she does her whole flight through.
Yeah, and she's basically just coming.
Actually, I have a cool little tie-in.
Okay.
So they go to this cave, right? And she gets like claustrophobic in that cave, and she's looking for this like glowing plant, right?
Okay.
Is that glowing plant similar to the heart-shaped herb? Similar to the plant in the
I like that
in Atlantis or not Atlantis? In where is freaking Namor from? What did they rename it? It's not Atlantis anymore.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the underwater kingdom.
Damn it.
You know what I'm talking about? But it's vibranium enriched. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So is there another vibranium meteor in that cave that they're in? Is what made that plant's properties powerful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, vibranium or the heart-shaped herb came from a place of like a jungle, like rainforest, and rich in like culture and rich in like water. There's like water running through there, and then there's the one underwater, which is the herbs that they got for the Tulkulkan, right? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Well, no, he was Kulkulkan, the feather serpent god.
Yeah.
So, but I forgot what.
Damn it.
So but whatever. So the underwater. I kind of
look it up now.
Yeah, look it up while I'm talking. But like the underwater nation that that Namor has, they have their version of the heart-shaped herb down there. And then is this the desert version of the heart-shaped herb and some of the vibranium properties and grown into this cactus-looking thing?
Yeah.
That was what I thought, and I was like, "Ooh, can they tie in her marrying, a future, this Black Panther or
possibly
T'Challa?
Now that you said that, that's a good point. I don't know what that is, but I just know it's gonna come into play.
It seemed too random of a thing for her to go find, and they show us and then not show us about it.
Maybe anymore. It's like the antidote to being hit by that gun. Yeah, by that gun that he uses to take away abilities. Maybe that's what brings it back.
Because her powers came back when she got closer, is what you're saying.
Either that or...
She didn't ingest the plant. He used the plant to heal his infection.
Okay. Yeah, but maybe the machine brought her powers back is what...
What machine?
The machine that she stepped in the first time, I thought that's how she got her powers back, and then it didn't just manifest.
Oh, right, because she still had a mental block.
Yeah.
So it did work, whatever he did.
That's how I took it.
Oh, that's what you meant.
Yeah, so you saying that it's that plant, that's a good theory.
Good theory.
Yeah, and I like that. So,
but it makes more logical sense the way you explain it, though. The machine, and then she had her powers back. She just didn't believe she did.
Correct.
That makes more sense
because her mind was like, giving her that mental block of like, no, you're not ready to have the powers back, or she doesn't really want to bring it back yet.
Yeah,
and so she has that. Basically, crisis with basically a therapy session.
Yeah,
it's kind of like with
adversary very much so indirectly helped her get her powers back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And she makes this comment at the end when she's putting the herb on or the like cactus juice all over Forge, and she says, "What are demons but reflections of our own fears?" And it kind of gave me that "What is grief without love persevering" from WandaVision.
Yeah.
When Vision says that to her, and then she says that to Forge, and I was like, adversary very much so indirectly made her get over her problems so that she can get her powers back. And
so real quick, it's called Talocan.
Talocan.
That's what it's called. Yeah. All right. Now I'm zoned in on you. All right, go ahead. Because that shit was bothering me. But go ahead.
And yeah, so do you know what the white lie was that was messing with her? What made her want to be human?
The white lie. I just remember it being something that she told that she was talking to Jean about.
Was that before or after she lost her powers? That's what I don't remember right now.
I think it was after. Because that talk happened. Oh, wait. The letter that she wrote was after she lost her powers, right? Or was it?
Yeah, because it was her saying goodbye.
Yeah. So the talk happened.
That was before we found out that Madeline was Madeline.
Yeah. So, but what I can't remember now is, did the talk happen before she lost her powers?
Because they sat on the bed and talked, right?
Yeah. And I can't remember if it's after they had that talk after she lost her powers, or it was before.
I think it was before she lost her powers.
Yeah. I think so. We'll have to go back and rewatch that. Or is anybody watching, if you guys remember, comment that.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a tricky situation. But like, what white lie was in her ear that made her, and that's another reason why I like the X-Men storyline. All their storylines play a lot of mental games, and of just like the smallest thing would give this team the most adversity, and they have to overcome their own fears in order for them to protect other people. And it's really cool to see them do that. Like, as we see that she was her own mental block, and even to see in a couple of episodes ago when we seen Wolverine could have taken advantage of hurt Jean Grey. He could have easily taken it further with that kiss, and he was like, "No, you belong to Scott." You know, and it's that maturity that we're seeing. I think, side topic, maybe that's why we see this Wolverine being the only mutant alive, or all the other X-Men are dead, because he took the guilty pleasure. He made the choice to, kiss or not kill Jean Grey and X2.
You're talking about in Deadpool and Wolverine, yeah.
Yeah, maybe this is why, because he's, he lives for a very long time. Maybe he instead of creating the Nexus event that, like, he was supposed to kill Jean Grey, how when she had the Phoenix Force, you remember he stabbed her in X2? Maybe he didn't.
No, that was
Last Stand.
Last Stand. Yeah,
Last Stand. Right. Last Stand.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't kill her because he loves her too much, and now the whole timeline went to shit.
Yeah, and everybody died. Ooh,
so maybe that Nexus event didn't happen, and that's why incursions occurred. Because initially I thought, like, Deadpool using the watch and going time traveling is why his universe is going to shit. Because he created his own incursion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he brought back Vanessa, and it's confirmed that they're not together in a relationship anymore.
Okay.
And so he's living like a normal life as like a car salesman. And
I didn't read that it was confirmed that they're not together.
Yeah, they're not together.
Yeah, okay.
And which is what most people speculated when we saw the first.
That's what I thought too. Yeah. When they're in the show, I'm like, I don't think they're together, man. Like,
she calls him like Bud or something like that.
Yeah, Buddy, I think. Yeah,
Buddy. Yeah. So but he very much so. I think she still shows respect for him because he brought her back, but for some reason, him saving all of those people in the room with him, they all died in Deadpool 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He was alone.
With the exception of Colossus, Gnocchi, and Negasonic Teenager. Those are the only three that survived. Everybody else died.
What happens to her name when she is not a teenager anymore? Negasonic Warhead? That's it?
Yeah.
Okay. Because she's going to drop the teenager?
Yeah. I think they just call her Negasonic just for short. It's still long, but short.
Yeah. That's okay. So then the last thing that happened, do you have anything else before the last part of the episode? Because it ends with Charles feeling or receiving that.
I think someone's talking to him telepathically.
Okay. So maybe Jean or Madeline.
Those are the only two telepaths that I can think of that are strong enough.
Yeah, to contact him and tell him, or he just felt it. I don't know which one it is. Well, hopefully we'll find out in the next episode. But he finds out that what happened to Gambit, to Magneto, and to all the mutants that died. To
Geonosia.
Geonosia, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So he finds out and he's like, I gotta go. He goes, I don't care. Like, like, thank you for what you've
done for me.
What you done to me, but I need to go back to
my X-Men. Yeah.
Hell yeah. And I'm like,
and he says my X-Men. Yeah. And he goes back to my X-Men.
That's
which
his
very
X-Men.
much so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, if this breaks our relationship, basically, like, then so be it. I need to be with my X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
So what's her face? Nightbird?
Deathbird, yeah.
She, in the animated series, the old one, she partners with Apocalypse.
Oh, okay.
To help him. She's helping him collect all the powerful telepaths.
All right.
And he ends up leaving to the future with some type of tech. So I can't remember the exact storyline, but Apocalypse kind of screws her over, and he just teleports out. And then she's like, he was promising her that she was going to be able to rule the Shi'ar Empire.
Okay.
Obviously, that didn't happen. Clearly, that's still her motive.
Yeah.
She's trying to take over. I don't think so. It ends with Sinister talking to Boulevard Trask, and
oh, that's right. That's the
last scene.
The last part, I was like, oh hell yeah, was Xavier saying I got to go back, and then that's right. Then it cuts to that little scene.
Boulevard running, and he gets hit by like some beam from Mr. Sinister.
Mm-hmm. Because we only see Mr. Sinister's face, right? Towards the end, yeah. Okay.
And he's like, I gave you my DNA for Master Mold. Mm-hmm. And then in the trailer, or not the trailer, in the intro, we see Master Mold and some other thing in the chest of Master Mold. I can't remember what his name is.
Okay.
But that's significant. And then we keep seeing Apocalypse and Cable in that same stupid scene. Or it's not stupid, but that same damn scene
yeah.
over and over. And in that scene is when Cable lost his what's it called? The cube that he has in his for like time travel.
Okay.
That's what we see when he talks to Madeline. He's like, "I'm sorry, Mom," and then he disappears or whatever.
Yeah.
I think Sinister is working, and the big bad is Apocalypse, though. I think we're gonna get an Apocalypse thing. I think Sinister is gonna be the first level that gets taken out season 1.
Okay.
It's gonna be end all season 2. With Apocalypse being
the next big bad, okay,
not the next big bad, but the one that was pulling all the strings all through season 1.
Oh, okay,
yeah, because this is what other?
We're on episode 6, or are you asking the rest of the episodes?
Yeah, we're on episode 6, and we have one more episode that has its own name, Bright Eyes.
Because there's 10, correct?
Yeah. So episode 7 is Bright Eyes, and after that, it's a 3-parter.
It's a 3-parter, yeah.
So this is potentially the last episode that's going to give us any information of it's supposed to come out. Oh, the synopsis got released now.
Ooh, read it.
Yeah, so spoiler, Cyclops focuses the X-Men on finding Boulevard Trask. However, when the team locates the Sentinel inventor, they realize that they all have been played by a mastermind. So it's a trap.
So, do you think that mastermind is Mr. Sinister?
Absolutely.
Or
yeah.
Okay, they're not. They're not gonna.
Sinister playing this trap, but it's what's his face? It's Apocalypse pulling the big.
Okay.
He's pulling the master plan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's like the Thanos of this episode of these series.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And where Ronan and Loki and Ultron, all these different people were like.
So you don't think the Apocalypse is going to be mentioned yet? That's probably like season finale stuff,
I think.
Right?
Season finale, episode 10. I think we're gonna see Apocalypse come in and just wreak havoc.
Nice.
And I think we're gonna start season 2, similar to how after like. I would say. I say we're gonna see some time travel in the last 3 episodes.
Okay.
Because we haven't seen the episode that was already confirmed that we're gonna see Wolverine and Storm in a relationship in an alternate timeline. So that hasn't happened yet. But there's still images of them like in different suits, and she has like a jean jacket that's cut off.
Okay.
And it has the mohawk back again. She just grew her hair, so it's obviously gonna be a different timeline.
Yeah.
And they're in a relationship. They've dated multiple times in different comics.
Okay.
But I think we're gonna have like a Infinity War situation where it's gonna go to shit at the end of the season, and then they're gonna kind of try to fix all of it through season 2.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like where the snap happens, half of humanity disappeared.
Yeah,
something like that, but with the mutants. You know?
Okay, that's a good theory. We shall see.
And if I'm right, I don't know.
I mean, if you're right, awesome. Yeah. You've yet again proven why I gave you the nickname Nerd with the Knowledge, because you got it right. All right. I got nothing else. You got anything else on that?
No, man. That's it.
All right. So we got the next episode will have aired by the time this comes out. So beyond that. And as always.
Oh, we're going to cover episodes one by one now for the rest of the season.
Yeah, we said that last episode.
Okay,
yep.
Cool. I wasn't sure. But
yep. So, Geeky, I'm with you.
Till the end of the line.
All right.